So in this video, I'm going to show you how to build insane websites all inside of Gohighlevel, and I'm going to show you 3 sections. I'm going to build them step by step so you can see what's possible, what you can accomplish when you know how to build websites inside of Gohighlevel the right way. Let's go. So this is the first section. I'm going to show you how to build. As you see, when I hover on this image, it has a cool animation. We have like a nice FAQ on this side with calories, ingredients, that kind of stuff. And this was for a restaurant website that we built. And this is kind of what it looks like, but I'm going to show you how we did this in Gohighlevel. So the first thing I'm going to do is add 2 rows, and it's going to be 2 columns side by side because we want to have the photo on this side, the text on this side. And the next thing I'm going to do is add a photo element on this side. So what I'm going to do is click here, add a photo, and we're just going to add our photo. There we go. And now the photo is too big, so I'm just going to make it smaller. Let's just do like 400, and now it looks pretty close to the top one right here. Now the next thing you'll notice is we have this really cool border around it that kind of matches the website. And so how we do this is just click on the first column. We're going to go to advanced. We're going to do a full border, but right now it looks too thick. So I'm going to do 1px, and instead of being black, we're going to make it red. And so that right there looks pretty close to this one right here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, if you notice, there's a bit of a border on this side. And so what I'm going to do is just match that to the website. So to do that, I'm just going to do padding, and I'm going to do 40 on both sides. And so that right there looks pretty close to this. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is start building the text, this section right here. So this right here is just a sub headline. So what we're going to do is add a new element. This is going to be a sub headline, and we're going to do this as a bolded text, and I'm going to align this to the left side, and I'm going to change the color as well. So this is going to be bold, and it's going to be that red that we're using. Now, as you notice, there's kind of like this cool divider right here. So to add that is very simple. We're just going to add a new element. It's going to be a divider, which is this one right here. And I'm just going to change the color so it matches as well. This right here is just a paragraph box. So I'm just going to copy this text, but just to show you what that would look like, I'm just going to add it manually. So it's going to be this one right here, new paragraph, added. It's not going to be bolded, and it's going to be aligned to left hand side, and it's also going to be that same color of red. Now it looks a tiny bit small, so to change the text, we're just going to go here and make it bigger. Let's just say like 16. And the next thing we have to build is this button right here. So to build a button and to kind of make it look like this, I'm going to show you. We would just go here, we would add a button from scratch, and I'm going to make it look rounded corners with the color and the animation. So let's just go here. I'm going to add the button. Now, as you notice, like these 2 elements are very close to each other, so I have to give it some space. So I'm going to click on the paragraph, and I'm going to give it like 20 of padding, so it has that breathing room. And the button right here, I'm going to make it look just like this. So step number 1, I'm going to change this to say order now. So I'm just going to change this to say order now. And I'm going to align this to the left hand side as well, so it matches everything in this section. The next thing I'm going to do is change the color. So instead of this green, I'm going to do the red that we already have going on. So that's looking pretty close, but you notice this has those cool edges. So what I'm going to do is go to advanced. I'm going to do a full border, and for the border color, I'm going to do transparent, and then the edges is where we're going to get that round corner. So we want to do like maybe 15 if you wanted to have it like not too round. For me, I want to do something more, so maybe I could do 25. And so it's looking pretty close to this one. Now you'll notice this one is a bit slimmer, has that slim look, and we want to keep that consistent throughout the website. So what I would do here is just click on this button, and see how it says 15 for padding. What I would do is just change this to 10. And so that's just going to make it slightly slimmer. It's going to have that modern look. Now, next thing I'm going to do, which is the final thing, is just adding this FAQ, and I'm going to show you how to make it look like this. I'm going to go here, I'm going to add a new element, and we're going to scroll down where it says FAQ, and we're going to add it. So this right here is looking pretty close, but you notice the design, the style looks a little bit different. I'm going to show you how to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is click here. I'm going to go to advanced. We're going to start changing the colors. So under color options, you'll see the text, background color, all that stuff. So we're going to start playing around with it and changing it. So the content background, we're going to do transparent, and the same is going to be for the title background when it's closed, when it's compressed. There we go. And the text, we're going to match it to be red as well. So title background when it's open, title background when it's closed, we're going to do the same thing. And then you see this like lines that are like slightly gray. I want to match them so that they're red as well. So I'm going to do the same thing as well. So separation line is going to be red as well. And now you see like it's looking pretty close to the top one. And so that right there is how I created this section. It looks really close, but even though it looks the same, we're not fully done. I'm going to show you why. As you notice in this website, when I hover on the photo, we have this really cool animation. And So we can add these with a bit of code, and I'm going to show you how I do it very easily. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to click on my photo, and I'm going to go to my Notion doc where I have all my code so I can just copy paste the effect. So I'm going to go to easy tutorial. This tutorial number 1, which is how to make images bigger when you hover. So the first step is I'm going to copy this piece of code. I'm going to go back to my website, and when you click on your custom CSS, we're going to paste that piece of code, and I'm going to go ahead and select this image style 1. So I'm going to copy this tag and I'm going to hit save. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it, I'm going to hit advanced, and I'm going to paste this as a custom class, and I'm going to hit enter. So we're going to have image style 1 as the custom class, and we've added the code to the website. So when I hit save, we're going to have this really cool effect that you see on some of these sections where if I hover, they zoom in, and that's how we animate those images. Those subtle effects make a big difference. And so that right there is how we built that exact section for this website. Okay, so next section I'm going to show you how we built is for this car detail website that we created. So as you see, we have 2 services, residential, and we also have commercial. And when you hover on each section, the other one kind of hides and the other one has that blur effect. So it's a really cool way to engage users, and you can also do this in Gohighlevel, which a lot of people don't know how to do. So I'm going to show you how we did this. So I'm going to go to my car detail website, and I'm going to show you how we built this step by step. So what I'm going to do is create a brand new full width section, and what I'm going to do is add 1 column. So right here is going to be our text. So I'm just going to add a sub headline, and this is going to say our services, and you can't see it just because it's black. So I'm just going to change the color. It's going to be white. There we go. And I'm going to make it way bigger. So right now it's like 23. So let's just say like 40. There we go. Even bigger, like 50. And the next thing we're going to add is this section right here. So we're going to need 2 columns side by side. So on this side, we're going to have the residential stuff. On this side, we're going to have the commercial stuff. So what this looks like is 2 columns. We're going to have a bit of spacing in between, as you can see. And so what I'm going to do is just add a bit of margin on this side. Let's just call it 10 on both sides. And I'm going to do the same on this side. So we're just going to do 10 on both sides. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is just add the background. So as you can see, this one has a white background. This one has a dark background. So what I'm going to do is go here, add my background color. Let's just do white for this one. For this one, we're going to do that dark gray. And we're going to do the same thing as the other section. We're going to make this have those round corners. So I'm going to go to advanced. I'm going to do a full border. I'm going to do transparent border color, but the radius we're going to do like 25. And I think that's going to look pretty close. The next thing I'm going to do is add our photo. So we have this cool photo right here of that car detail. So I'm going to add a new element. This is going to be a image. I'm going to click on it, add my photo. There we go. And the next thing I'm going to do is add this text right here. So this is just a sub headline. And so what I can do is just either drag and drop, like clone this and drag and drop it. So I could just do that right there and change the color, or you could add it from scratch, kind of whatever is faster. So what I'm going to do is do residential, and I'm going to make this slightly smaller. So let's just say like 35. And the next thing I'm going to do is add a button. And so same way that I showed you on the previous section, we're going to add a new button right here. I'm going to give it a bit of spacing in between. So I'm going to do like 20, and I'm going to change this to say book now. And the next thing I'm going to do is go to advanced, and we're going to make those borders rounded. So I'm going to do full border, and I'm going to do no color. So I'm going to make this transparent, and I'm going to do like 15. And I think that's going to look pretty close to this one right here. Okay, so we have this one fully built out. We have the margins, the style, everything going on. So to build this one right here, what I would do is just duplicate this. So clone it so we keep all the same properties, and just change the colors, change the text. So what I would do here is just match the color to this one. I would remove this one right here, and now we have both of them side by side. And again, I'll just change the color very quickly of the text, and I would just do the opposite. So commercial. That's just a faster way to build this section. So I'm going to change this photo. I'm going to swap it for the other one. There we go. And now we have the 2 sections side by side, residential, commercial. And we built this way faster than if we had to build this section from scratch. Okay, so the section looks pretty close. If you look at this one and you compare it to this one right here, it's looking pretty close, but we're missing that cool effect. So see, when I hover, the other one hides. It has that cool blur effect going on. And so how I'm going to do this is, again, I'm going to use a bit of code to animate this section. So how we do this is, again, I go back to my Notion doc. Here we have all of our tutorials, so we don't have to do this from scratch. And I can just copy paste the code, and it's super easy. So this is going to be tutorial 2.8, how to add a focus blur on hover effect. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a couple tags to different sections, and then I'm going to copy paste a big piece of code and add it to the website. So the first thing I'm going to do is copy this right here, blur dash effect dash card. So these are the cards, the purple sections. And so we're going to go back to our website. I'm going to click on the purple section. I'm going to go to advanced custom class, and I'm going to paste this, enter. Now I'm going to do the same for the other sections, the white section right here. I'm going to do the same, advanced and I'm gonna paste the class, hit enter, and there we go. The next thing we're gonna do is tag the section that is holding the cards. So as you see, the column row. So when I go here, I'm gonna copy this tag. So blur dash effect dash container, which is containing the cards. I'm gonna go back to my website, and as you see right here, I'm clicking on my blue section. I'm gonna add my custom class and hit enter. And the final step to make this work is I'm gonna go here and copy this entire piece of code, and we're gonna add it to the website CSS. So go to your CSS, go here, paste a piece of code. You'll see the tags right here. So blur effect card, blur effect card, blur effect container. You'll see those tags right here. So we're gonna hit save. And so once I enter that piece of code, you notice now this works. So we have the effect. The other one kind of hides when I hover on this section, and it has that blur effect, which is really cool. And that right there is exactly how we built this section in our website. So if I scroll down, I'll show you one more time. This is exactly what that looks like. Okay, and the final section I'm gonna show you how we built is this one right here for a solar website that we built. And so this is kind of what the website looks like. I'm gonna show you this section right here. What I'm gonna do is go to my website, and I'm gonna add a new section. And the first thing we're gonna need is the headline, kind of similar to that other section that I just showed you where we had the services for the card detail. For here, we're gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna add a new row. It's gonna be one column, and I'm gonna add that sub headline. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm just gonna change the text. And now I just have to make it bigger. So this right here is like 23. So let's just make it like 50. Okay, now the next section I have to create is this one right here where we have two things side by side. Now you can't see anything on this side. That's just because we wanted to leave it blank. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like in Gohighlevel. So you would have this right here. We would have a divider, and then on this side we would have all the text and this photo right here and the button. So what I'm gonna do is do two column row, and on this side we're just gonna have it empty, pretty much just a divider, that right there. And the divider, we're also gonna make it transparent so you can't see it. And on this side we're gonna have this right here. So what I'm gonna do here is in the two column row, we wanna have that photo. So I'm gonna click on it, and I'm gonna add a photo as the background. And so I'm gonna add it right here, and this is gonna be full center. Now next thing I'm gonna do is give it some padding on the side. So here we have margin. I'm gonna do like 60 so it's closer to the middle. Then I'm just gonna add the text. So this pretty standard sub headline, paragraph, and then just a couple more text down here. So I'm gonna add it very quickly. Okay, so I've added all the text, so we have it lined up. I already showed you how to create buttons, add photos, all that stuff. So I'm not gonna do it again, but you can see it's looking pretty close to this one right here. Now there's a couple things we have to change, and that's just making this having those rounded corners. So I'm just gonna add it very quickly, full border, transparent, and I'm gonna do like 20 or 25. Let's just take a look. Yeah, maybe like 20. I think that looks pretty good. There it is. That website is looking pretty clean. I'm gonna show you what this looks like in the preview, and there it is right there. So there it is. That's how we built 3 awesome sections in Gohighlevel step by step. But if you want to skip all the work of building these websites, adding the code, the effects, all that stuff, then you can just take my entire library and sell them to your own clients. Just click the first link in bio. And if you want to build your own websites, but you want to take all my custom codes and effects that I've created for Gohighlevel, then click the second link in bio and get our Notion doc that has over 30 tutorials so you can add those custom effects to your websites. With that, I'll see you on my next video.